What's good, YouTube? I'm back again with another Carvlog. Today's question is from someone who will remain anonymous. They write, if a man realizes that it's time for him to grow up and asks for some time to heal and work on himself, should you grant him a break a few months to allow him to change, or just break up with him and let him figure out how to get you back? To be quite honest, life is too short to be waiting around for somebody to get their shit together. I would support being open to him, the new and improved version of him. If who he is currently is problematic to your mental health and your emotional stability, but as far as waiting for him and taking a break while he goes and does whatever to figure out, how to become a better man, which is not necessarily hard. You just have to be the person you present yourself to be. Act with integrity, be responsible, be dependable. It doesn't take a whole lot to be a better person. Now, with that said, if he has some mental health issues and he needs some counseling or some stuff like that, that's a little bit more understandable. But even so, I still would never advocate someone put their life on hold and wait for a person to become a better person or to get their shit together, right? Because there's no real guarantee that once he becomes that person, he comes back to you. I've coached quite a bit of women who were there during those years where a man didn't have his shit together. He didn't have anything to offer. He felt little. He felt small. And he finally became a man. He finally grew up. He finally became responsible. He finally got some money in his pocket, got successful, matured, got wiser, and then someone else took him. Right? When he became a whole man, another woman benefited from all the hard work and all the years and dedication they put in trying to nurture this man to become a whole boy. Right? So, to be quite honest, I never advocate a woman wait on anybody, because there's no guarantee that when he becomes that man, he still wants you, or that you get to him first, right? Or that he comes to you first with his new package. Also, it's really important that when a person's not being who they need to be, especially for you in a relationship, not that the relationship is all about you, but your mental health and your emotional stability have to be your number one concern. We can't prioritize other people above ourselves. It's counterintuitive, because most people will do for them before they do for you. With that said, I think the second option that you mentioned is a much better and much more smart option, which is let him go do whatever he has to do to grow into a better person, and then eventually come back to you and try to figure out how to get you back. But for you to wait around and keep the spot open, right? Hold the door for him and miss out on opportunities on potential partners who could be, very, very capable and very, very qualified to love you in the way that you need to be loved now. That would be counterintuitive, and that would just be a foolish decision. We don't live here as long as we think we do. Life is a lot shorter than we like to admit it is. Even though people say, "Oh, life is short, life is short, life is short." They say that, but they really don't fully grasp it until they look up and 10 years has gone by and they've been in a shitty relationship, or they've been back and forth with a person, on and off with a person for a decade, right? So I would never advocate for somebody to wait around for anybody. If you want to go find yourself, that's cool. But I'm going to find myself somebody else while you go find yourself. Okay, and again, there's no guarantee that his conduct while he's finding himself is going to be conducive to the new man he's trying to become, or conducive, to the goals that he's trying to reach. Right? Hell, he might go off and give it a good 2 or 3 weeks, like many do with any goal they might have, and then ultimately give up and going back to being, and give up and go back to being, whatever was problematic in his current relationship for either you or him. So there's no guarantee that he's going to complete the task or complete the mission of becoming a better person, right? So we don't put our hope in people like that. We put our faith in the higher powers, that we might believe that people can change and people will change, and for the most part, people who committed to change will accomplish that. But there's no guarantee that, again, once they accomplish that, that is even good enough. What if his new and improved package is still not good enough, right? You done save these months or years waiting for this guy to come back, and when he comes back, he's only got half the shit figured out, right? You'd be disappointed. So again, it would be silly of you to wait around for this guy. It would be counterintuitive for you to try to allow him and afford him the opportunity to put you on pause and put your life on pause while he figures out who he wants to be when he grows up. It just doesn't make any sense. And again, while you're waiting around for him, you could be missing out on, or you could be ignoring, or you could be passing by an opportunity to have the relationship, the health and the support and the love and the intimacy that you really wanted from him. From a much better man, from a much better package. And so, I don't ever think that passing up opportunities in hopes that one may improve is just a good idea in general. So, I guess take that, how you like to. But I hope you continue to move forward. I hope you continue to grow. I hope you continue to date, and I hope you continue to leave the baggage that he is created around your relationship in the past with him, and let him do whatever he has to do to become the person he wants to be. Like I said, a lot of my clients have been that woman who waits around, who supports a man throughout his either rehab or cheating, sex addiction, or alcoholism, or pick an addiction, pick a bad habit, pick a destructive lifestyle. I've watched a lot of women support men throughout those things, and then when he finally gets to a place where he feels adequate as a man, when he feels good, he seems to all of a sudden be too good for her, right? The person who nurtured him into that position, the person who supported him, all of a sudden she's not good enough. And so don't trust that everybody's journey and their roadmap will lead them back to you. Anyway, I think I've said enough. I hope that helps. But no, you need to move on, and need to move on completely and totally, and commit yourself to moving on. And if he happens to be good enough in the future, and you happen to come across him, and he happens to do the work required to redeem himself, then you may want to give him another chance. But until that point happens, cross that bridge when you get to it. It's not worth waiting.